It seems to me that being selfish is common amongst those who know. Gatekeeping, self preservation, whole time jiving the ones who know better but choose to do better, even by going against their better judgment. So they say, hey, let me lead by example. Show these folks to be fucked is relative. How to be fucked is subjective. The whole point is to control as much as possible and own nothing, right? When it's time to let it go, be gone. Cut ties to anything detrimental, consequential to the team, or just a plain old lemon. You ain't getting shit from it. But control the outcomes thereof. But control it's better to, let me say this. The bounce back residual is more substantial when the minimization of impact is contained. In other words, is damage control, as they would say. And I'm speaking in layman's terms, but I'm speaking about anything that fits under the umbrella. To control is to have the asset. To own is to have the liability. You understand what I'm saying? Because when you are in possession and it is tied to you, you are liable for whatever it takes to fix it, mend it, get rid of it, replace it, period. But when you control it, when it needs to be fixed, get rid of it. When it needs to be replaced, upgrade it. When it's damaged, trash it. See what I'm saying? To have position into where you can minimize your out of pocket, your emotional, your mental, your physical, just in any type of situation, from a car to a relationship. And I'm not saying don't give a fuck about nothing. What I'm saying is you give a fuck about it. And then soon as it serves no purpose, because like depreciation, once you obtain possession of it, it matters no more. That's why that shit is the way that it is. That's why soon as you purchase something, as soon as you take it off of or leave with it, that's why the value completely drops, because now you have touched it. It's not as valuable. It's almost like being a virgin, so to speak. And I'm not sexually speaking. I'm just saying being untouched, unscathed, pure. That's why I can understand when they lease cars. Yeah, I want the newest thing out. Lease that hoe for about 3 years. Soon as the next thing come out, get rid of that. See, they don't own it, but they control the use of it. Ownership is a big thing, and yes, we should have ownership in big things. But in the same token, and I'm diving deeper and deeper and deeper because it's easier said than done. You got to have your ducks in the row, because if it was that easy for everybody, then it would be easily obtainable. Everybody would be on it. So, but that trust shit, that uh, living will shit. Please get a will. You know what I'm saying? But even when your people leave, when your people die, they have unexpected burial expenses. They have debts that they accumulated throughout their life that is passed on to the family. Man, you know that shit is crazy. These folks still want their money. Period. So, it's all about, like I said earlier, being fucked is relative. You're gonna get it one way or the other. How you get it is upon yourself. I'd rather give it than receive it. You know what I'm saying? And don't take that shit and, flip floppily bibbity boot bop with that shit. Y'all motherfuckers know what the fuck I'm talking about. I ain't getting fucked on nothing. You understand what I'm saying? But I will be fucking. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'ma control my situation. And the better I know, the more I do. Even with the mistakes that are made, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Because I learned and I'm gonna learn. You get what I'm saying? For the most part, you know, control everything on nothing. Matter of fact, generational wealth and shit like that, it don't start with the person who started it. For example, me, I'm setting up generational wealth. So a lot of the times, a lot of my pleasures and shit like that come from just knowing that that's what I'm doing. And, I get my little trinkets here and there, whatever okay may be. But the true successors are the ones that are really able to sustain their entire life off of my hard work. And that don't mean make them lazy. That just means everybody should start from ground zero. What the fuck? You get what I'm saying? Because if that was the case, I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in. And I'm not complaining about my position, but I do feel like in some senses, if motherfuckers knew, you know what I'm saying, and were actually we would be part of the Johnson and Johnson family, not the family, but that circle. You get what I'm saying? Because these are names that put in work, whether it was on the backs of others or out the mud. Period. So emotional damage. Damage control, liabilities and assets, um, wills and trusts, these investments, tax preparation. Because, again, paying taxes on shit that you done bought is a motherfucker. But I know one thing, to the best of my knowledge, those trusts got a different way of paying taxes. Personal taxes and business taxes and corporation taxes are all different type of taxes. So, as we all know, the game is always rigged to better suit somebody else than others. You get what I'm saying? And it's your turn to get better suited. You know what I'm saying? The more you know, the more you do. The more you do, the more you obtain. The more you obtain, the more you gain. The more you gain, the more comfortable shit can be, whether it's for you or the people behind you. One way or the other, we gonna be something more than what these motherfuckers want a motherfucker to be. You understand me? Holla at me, baby.